YouTube is Anarchies in Darkness, also known as Kill Color Struck. As you can see, I'm doing a review of The Black of the Berry by Kendrick Lamar. Probably, honestly, the best rapper to come out in a very long time. Not to say anything bad about, people like J. Cole, but I needed to do this review. I've listened to the song about 100 times. What I mean 100 times, I mean on YouTube, I watched the counter go from about 1,000 people to 3.9 million basically. I watched it go from there to there. Every single day I listened to the song, The first time I heard the song, I was skeptical, right? Because I've heard 3 songs in my lifetime named The Black of the Berry. One by Tupac, I can't remember the other one, but also one by, I think his name was Smoke from Field Mob. And when I heard this song, I listened to it and I was like, okay, yeah, it's very pro-black, but then the last verse happened. And I kept listening to it, looking for something to change. Maybe he's not insinuating what I think he's insinuating. And after a while, I started writing down notes about it. And I'm gonna go from verse to verse to verse, okay? It's a great song, but here I go. So the intro is him mumbling, everything black, I don't wanna be black, I want everything black, I ain't need black, some white, some black, I ain't mean black, I want everything black. Now it's a great opening, and it has a meaning to it, and I've listened and listened and listened. It's a word for it. Damn, what's that word? It sounds like the repelling of black. You know how you got some black people who are all black, you got some black people who look all black but then they claim to be half Native American. You got some black people who are like half black, half Latino, but they purposely identify with their Latino side because black is something bad. It's like that. That's what I took away from it. So when he starts spitting in this, first he calls himself a hypocrite. So you know something's coming. Something's coming in this song. And it's gonna be big, right? And me, I think back to when he was criticized for his comments about Ferguson. We're gonna get into that later. But when I was thinking, I was like, oh, he's gonna say something. He's gonna say something, right? He gets into the stereotypes. Big nose, big lips, big dick, nappy hair, big nose, I'm proud of it. I'm a proud monkey. Now, in this verse, he's addressing white people, okay? He's specifically addressing racist white people who purposely set out or who purposely demonize black, who purposely do it. Because there's some white people who don't do it, okay? But there's some white people who see it done, but they don't do anything about it, okay? There's some white people who sit back and like, oh, well, I'm not black and, I just want to listen to the music or I just want to be a part of this thing. But instead of, taking the back of something, I don't want to be a part of this. I just want to live my life. Every white person who believes that, you're wrong. If you see something wrong, you do something about it, right? Okay, now, he goes on to call himself a proud monkey. Obviously a play on because, racist white people call black people monkey. He says, quote, you vandalized my perception, but can't take style from me. That's the appropriation thing. There's a comment on appropriation, i.e. Iggy Azalea. He's not specifically saying Iggy Azalea, but there are some white people who try to take and appropriate things, i.e. Chipotle. Chipotle is owned by the people who own McDonald's. It's a Mexican food restaurant, but the people who are making money from it are who? White people. Industrialized Mexican food to the point where it's one of the biggest restaurants in the United States right now. But Latinos, specifically Mexicans, are not making money from that other than working at the restaurant itself. He also, in the first verse, he also says, you sabotage my community making a killing. Now, a lot of people don't understand that, okay? But if you lived in the hood, you get it, okay? We got a war on drugs. But the United States purposely employs officers who use their violence against us. That's also another conversation. Who lock up petty drug dealers. Do you really believe the way of going about it is killing off the petty guys? That's like going to war with Al Qaeda and the Taliban and killing off the little terrorists instead of killing off Bin Laden, which should have been the point. But that's not what happened. These drugs that hit these streets don't come from black countries. They don't come from black people. They don't come from brown places. But if they do come from a brown place, it's not a black or brown person, specifically black, that is making the money off of this. Unless it's a kingpin, a black kingpin that nobody knows anything about, which does not exist. The crack epidemic happened and it destroyed the black community. It destroyed it. Also, with the people like the Black Panthers being destroyed, it helped destroy a community of people who were just recovering, who were trying to recover from white supremacy and the effects of it in slavery. Okay, war on drugs, you're attacking petty. Basically, you're not cutting off the head of the dragon. I'm sorry, that's the best way I can put it. I'm stuttering right now. I'm trying to get this done because the camera only got but so much time on it. Also, with the sabotage my community comment, you're making a killing. Putting black people in jail, who's the main demographic in jail. 1 in every black male will go to jail in their life. I've never been to prison, but there's a 33% chance I will go to prison or be locked up, be in chains at some point, okay? I've already actually been in chains when I was a 16-year-old. I didn't do anything, actually. CFSA, Child and Family Services, I didn't want to go with them. I ran away, the police got me and put me in chains. That's the best way to put it. You put black males in jail to make money. And prisons make money because they contract out cheap labor. Each person in prison that has a job, they make maybe 25 cents an hour, okay? Versus you be doing that job on the outside, you be making at least minimum wage, okay? Prison is a big, big cash cow. That's why they allow these petty drug dealers, these non-violent offenders to get put in prison, okay? The war on drugs is a war on black people, okay? That's how it's always been, and they need to get rid of it because all it does is discrimination and puts black people in jail. Continue with the song. He ends every verse with a chant, blacker the berry, the sweeter juice, and at the end of it, he says, the bigger I shoot, the blacker the berry, the bigger I shoot. Now, what do you think what that says? Okay, he's gonna say something. He just became a hypocrite after the verse. I still kill a bigger nigga, even though everything I said in this verse is true about, I guess, white people. But I will still kill a nigga. So it goes to the hook, which is a phenomenal hook. It's pro-black. It's a story of the telling. You have to listen to the song yourself. You have to listen to what he's saying. It's hard because he's in a Jamaican accent. Caribbean accent, but he ends it with, they say we're doomed from the start cause we're black. Every race start from the black. Just remember that. Every race start from the black. That is a powerful statement because that's the truth. We're all humans. And unfortunately, we're divided by these racial lines which don't even really exist. It's a European concept in order to divide and conquer. And we all play into it. Now the second verse, it goes, he starts with, irrelevant to society. I am irrelevant to society. The penitentiary only hired me. That goes back to the original comment in the first. I go to prison. I go to prison. I get a job making 25 cents an hour versus out here on these streets, which the economy is bad right now. It's better than it was when Bush was in office. Thank you, Obama. It's easier to find a job, but it's still hard to get benefits. It's still hard to do these things. It's hard. If I get hurt tomorrow and I can't go back to work at my Securitas job, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose that job. I'm going to lose this house/apartment. I'm going to not be able to pay my rent, my electricity, my Comcast bill, which is just really the internet because I don't got enough money to have cable, so I don't watch television. I don't have a phone. I'm still on my mom's plan. I still have pay her for that. So if I go to prison, I'm more likely to make more money in prison, which is sad. That's what they put us away to make money off of us. That's the only place that will hire us. Okay? Especially if you're not educated. And I'm educated. And it's hard for me to find a full-time job right now. So instead, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go continue doing my security job and doing freelance art and become a professional wrestler. Pursue that because I can't find a job 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I can't find. It's hard, right? So he continued with it's not just me. It's a lot of people. A lot of people come out of prison, they can't find a job, okay? So a lot of people come out of high school, can't find a job. So what do they result into doing? Crime, which sends them to prison. And prison employs them for 25 cents an hour. So they can wipe their ass, get soap in the towel, and buy a magazine so they can spank it a few times. If they're not raping people by then. So it's something he mentioned a comment prophesizing about me being, basically saying that I'm going to be a slave in the mind, right? Now, this is an attack at just people who have their perceptions about the black community, period, right? That somehow, you know, going to be institutionalized. You probably, you talk about the mental slavery that, you know, I'm not good enough to be president, so I will make you a cheeseburger. I got my high school diploma, but it doesn't mean anything, so I can make you a cheeseburger. Mental slavery is something not only black Americans deal with. We deal with it the most because of our history in this country. I dealt with it. These songs end up touching me. If I'm talking about a song, it's because it touched me. So I'm going to keep using myself as an example. I was a mental slave at some point. I didn't believe I could finish college. I didn't believe I could get through the army. I didn't believe I could do anything. You know, I grew up believing, because of how I looked, how dark I was, that I wasn't going to be anybody but serving somebody a burger. My father always told me, be better than me. Please go to school. Please do this. Please do that. Even though he never with me getting to that point, he beat it into my mind that I needed to be better than him. Meaning, I need to go to college. I need to get a full-time job. I need to not get in trouble with the law. I need to do all of these things that, you know, it's hard as fuck to do, right? You think, like, what do you see on television? You see rappers. When you see black people, you see rappers, you see ratchet, you see hoes, you see fighting, you see negative. You don't see anything positive when it comes to black. Now, you're lucky because the last 2 years, the top 5 television shows in America all feature black women. So that stigma of every time you see a black person or a dark skin, as specifically a dark skinned black woman, on television you see negative. You see she's a ratchet ghetto hoe. She's not smart. She can't deal for herself. You see it in the movies as well. But now when you look on television, we see it now. It's changing now, but it's still out there, okay? It's still out there, okay? There's still cop-outs to the fact, you know what I'm saying? It's an issue. It's an issue. So, oh God, this is tiring. This is very tiring. I didn't think it was going to be this tiring. So, mental slavery is a thing. I didn't think I would be able to do this, but guess what? I did go to the Army. I did get my bachelor's degree, okay? I finished in the military. I'll be done this year, but I might sign back up for another couple of years so they can pay my loans off, because I don't have a job. I don't have a full-time job yet. And it's hard. It's a mental slavery thing. Some people think they can't do these things purely because of what society tells them, okay? Women have to deal with it, okay? And it's starting to change in that aspect. You ask a black kid what he wants to be versus a white kid, I'm almost positive that you're going to hear more of the same answers from the black kid than you're going to hear from the white kid. More likely, you're going to hear more diverse answers from the white kid. Because black kids don't see black architects. They don't see black writers. They don't ever, it's hard to find. It's there. It's just you don't see it on television. You don't see it on the internet. You don't see it. You have to be looking for it specifically just to find it. Okay, white kids, they live in a house where their mom or dad is an architect, or their mom is somebody running a Fortune 500 company. Whereas black kids, you might get that, but it's not as abundant as it is with white kids. He asked the question, like many of questions. Kendrick asked the question: does precipitation of freedom only live in your eyes? Precipitation is, I guess, to give. Give freedom. I didn't quite understand it, but I get it. It's one of those things you have to think about it. I can't really explain it. Y'all know me on this channel. I explain things like I'm explaining it to a 5-year-old. I like to be able to break things down and simplify them, because that's the best way to explain things to people sometimes. Because you can't have an educated black man explaining certain things to a black guy who might have just finished high school, who only see things in their eyes. It's hard. You gotta be able to break things down. And he broke it down with that comment. And that comment is a smart comment. This freedom only lives in the eye. Freedom is only only your privilege, basically? Is freedom only your privilege? That's the question. You only got 4 minutes, so I need to hurry up. So he breaks it down with the hook again. He goes all the way back to, oh, you made me a killer. When you don't give people jobs, you don't give, if you put them in prison, you misplace them, what happens is they turn into killers, they turn into thieves, they turn into people who don't give to society, okay? When you make their education so bad that even if they did decide to go to, college, that they drop out of college within the first year because they didn't learn half the stuff the college is teaching them. And it's not like the college is okay, we need to teach some of these underprivileged students who come to our college. Some of these colleges don't give a fuck. If you didn't learn it, if you didn't learn it already, well, guess what? Too bad for fucking you. Most likely you won't even be admitted to the college. You better go to junior college and hope, you can learn it there. Anyway, to continue, he also mentioned, so he went to the third verse. He mentioned Genesism. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I only got 3 minutes left. I thought I had more than that. I only got 3 minutes. Look it up. He also compared Blood and Crip gangs to tribal armies from Africa, right? Specifically, I believe it was Central and West Africa specifically. I think, I'm not sure. Black violence has been around a lot longer than people believe or know. Okay, black violence has been around longer than Europe has been around. Okay, black people have been killing each other for a very long time. I said this to somebody was like, what the fuck you just say? I said black on black violence is a creation that is not a creation of America. It's been happening for a very long time. So when people compare, like when I see, when he said that, I was like, okay, well, that's dumb, Kendrick. Like, I get where you're going with it, but it doesn't make any sense because those two tribes were doing it for just to build an empire. Crips and Bloods, they're doing it for a completely different reason. Are they doing it to build an empire? They're doing it to be able to survive. It's done to be able to survive. But I just want to make this point about this song because I only got 2 minutes left, and I really needed to make this point. This is the only point that I really wanted to make with this. Kendrick, and for all the people who believe that somehow pulling my pants up, wearing a suit, and delving myself into white culture will make white people not beat me up and treat me like shit. Because I've done videos on this page a lot. And a lot of the videos are testing to, being treated like shit by white people. Okay? It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter about your education. It doesn't fucking matter. We can all drop hip-hop. We can all drop black culture today. And we can all just pretend that we're white people. Just not pretending that we're white people. Just delve into white culture. That's the best way I can put it. Delve into white culture. Completely stop our own style, as he said in the song. Completely let them destroy our culture. Completely let them destroy it. And we will still continue to be the most hated people. We would still continue to be the most killed people by the cops. We would still continue to be the most imprisoned people. We would still continue to be the least employed people. We would still continue to be the negative black. Okay, black. We continue to be that. So him saying the things that he said in the song at the end is like, okay, we get it. You're still a little butthurt because you got schooled by some people with degrees after you made the comments that you did. We can love ourselves all we want. We will still be hanging from a tree at the end of the day. That's what we're fighting for. That's what Ferguson is for. That's why Black Lives Matter. That's why it happened. You can't completely cut out. Everybody can stop gangbanging tomorrow and get a job. You will still be the most hated. That's the issue here. You'll still be the most violated people. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're killing each other, because we've been killing each other since the dawn of time. That's not gonna stop. Okay, I guess I got seconds left. And that's really what I wanted to say with this video. And I've done this video at least 5 times already. I needed to do it. I needed to get it out. The song is a great song. 70% of the song is great. But when you get to the last part, it just seems like he's completely dismissing. Like, I'm not a gangbanger. But I've still been treated like shit by the police. I've still been in handcuffs. I've still been stopped in random searches and chats. I didn't stop by the police for no reason. I've been stopped, my car's been searched, I've still been treated like shit, even though I got an education. Even though I've never been in trouble with the police, really. Even though I'm an educated black man. It doesn't change the fact, okay? That's what we need to change our image, period. And we can't change our image ourselves. You really believe that? We have to be able to control our own media. And when we will be able to control our own media, then we'll be able to do so. But guess who controls the media? White people.